Well, no, I'm not even gonna start like that, But I know many of y'all are either already celebrating or getting ready to celebrate the 4th of July. I'm not gonna say the 4th of July, the 4th of July, because it is a lie. This is the commemoration of the independence of America, where they sat there and said all men are created equal, blase, 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 blase. But you know, anybody who looks like you and me was never considered equal or what have you. And even when they made the amendments, is more of a separate but equal type of thing. I don't understand how you could be separate but equal or have you. I mean, equal means like you're the same. You're of the same caliber or what have you. You know, separate but equal is just stupid. You know what I'm saying? That's just a way of sitting there saying, well, we're equal. And the country was founded, only people who were rich and white could sit there and hold some kind of position. That was the only way you could do it. All right. So when they was making this Declaration of Independence, they was only talking about rich white men, not even women, definitely not black people or what have you. So, I decided to do this on the holiday, you know what I'm saying? Because people love to sit there and still, despite the facts in their face, they still love to celebrate. For all the patriotic ones, if that's what you do, that's what you do, what have you. But nobody black should be celebrating it. Nobody should be getting the little freaking flag outfits with the sneakers to match and whatever the case may be. And nobody should be using it, because this is the thing too. Also, when you get these revelations, you get these facts, or what have you, you always make this excuse to still celebrate it. You turn it around to sit there and justify you still celebrating it. Oh, it's the time I get to spend with my family. Oh, I just do it for the barbecue. I just do it for the fireworks or whatever. All that is tied into the holiday. So no matter how you want to sit there and wrap the bow around the story, you're still celebrating. You're still commemorating it. And there's many times you could do barbecues. Many times you could sit there and get together with family. There's many times. Stop using that as an excuse. You love to use that as an excuse. But for clarity, for those who don't know, I mean, I'm being sarcastic because of course we were not free July 4th, 1776. We were not. So it is not an Independence Day for us at all. You know, January 1st, 1863 is when slavery was ended. That's when the Emancipation Proclamation was declared. And then in Galveston, Texas, June 19th, 1865, is when the last set of slaves was free. That's why you have Juneteenth, which I explained in different videos, is also just symbolic, because we were never free. Because after that, you had convict leasing, you had redlining, you had a whole bunch of lynching, mass incarceration. I mean, the list goes on. I talked about this in my other videos, so I don't need to go really in depth with that or what have you. And the information is out there. You can read about it. I mean, a good book for that is the New Jim Crow. It explains all that. It has a lot of fact checking and all that. So we were never free. We still aren't, because you see, we're still fighting for rights. We're still marching in the streets because these cops are still killing us. Chokeholds, putting us in the back, putting knees on our neck. The freedom, never mind civil rights. Civil rights was only a little over 50 years ago. It was only a little over 50 years ago. So, yeah, civil rights was only over a little over 50 years ago. So you think them same racist people back then are gone now? No. Racism never sat there and ended. And just because you have a few successful blacks and you have this and that you have these little crumbs, y'all want to use that as an example as some kind of progress. You know what I'm saying? Progress, like my friend Dr. Aaron Johnson says, progress is not equity. We don't have equity. You know what I'm saying? Progress, that's nothing. That's a little small fraction of what needs to be done. Because at the end of the day, you may not believe it, you may not agree with it, but America owes us everything that you prosper from, everything that you enjoy comes from hundreds of years of free labor. Everything. And you can't dispute that. You can sit there and get mad. You can make all these stupid comments, but you can't dispute that. There's no way you can dispute that unless you just want to be plain out ignorant. So, let's get away from the whole 4th of July thing and let's get away from symbolism and stop listening to these I'll still say it, these coons. I've been getting in trouble for it lately. They've been, I guess I've been on their radar. They've been flagging me on Twitter and Facebook for saying that or what have you. And, let me, while I'm on that, let me explain that because, these social media accounts will sit there and flag you for that, like they're really protecting us. It's not because they're protecting us. It's not because it's really a racist term. You know what I'm saying? It's code that black people use to go to talk about the black people who are not on code. And to put that in clarity, the black people who are not on code, let's make it simple. Basically, if you're saying something that makes the black people come against you, and the only one sitting there agreeing with you is the white people. You're black, but everybody agreeing with you is white people. That means you're on the wrong side of history. You're on the wrong side of history. And some white people might get offended by that, but you know what I'm saying? Why should I sit there and talk about issues that pertain to me and my people, and you're sitting there commenting on issues you know nothing about because you're not of this race? You haven't suffered these struggles or what have you, but yet you feel the need to comment or what have you. Why should I say something if I'm saying something and you feel the need to comment and say I'm saying the right thing or what have you, but everybody else that looks like me says I'm saying the wrong thing, then something is wrong there. Something is wrong there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to sit there and pander to white people. And nobody should be pandering to white people. And I bring it back to Terry Crews, because not only is Terry Crews doing the nonsense, but he brings up these scenarios that don't even exist. He's creating these false equivocations of Black Lives Matter. These situations that he brings up don't even exist. Nobody's talking about no black supremacy, and nobody's talking about Black Lives Better. Nobody's saying this. So not only is he sitting there spewing out racist rhetoric subconsciously, not knowing that he's spitting out racist rhetoric. Not only is he doing that, he's sitting there creating these scenarios that don't even exist. For what? For some kind of macro aggression towards Black Lives Matter, for whatever reason it is, because he has all these white friends and he has his white wife and they're in his ear or what have you, and he developed some kind of macro aggression to it. I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? And I mentioned Candace Owens before, you know, and I said to my wife last night, you know, I gotta give it to her. Candace Owens is smart. She is smart, but she still spews out racist rhetoric. She's still a white supremacist and a blackface or what have you. And that's why she gets all the praise from the white people and gets dogged by the black people. But she does make some good points. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I had to troll on my video talking about, you know, you keeping people on a plantation. That's the code they like to use for saying that we vote wrong with the Democrats or what have you. And if he had watched my video, he would have saw that I spoke on that. I'm not showing no loyalty and dedication to the Democratic Party, but I definitely am not sitting there voting Republican. And she's even said it. I watched the Revolt Summit from last year or what have you. And she even said herself, she doesn't consider herself a Republican, and she definitely doesn't consider herself a Democrat. So she's in between. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's why she brings up good points or what have you, but she's still cooning. So I'm gonna, you know, when you're doing that, I'm gonna call it out. And it should, and everybody should call it out. They need to know, the white supremacists need to know that tactic is not going to work no more. They've been using that for decades. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes pressure off of them. You know what I'm saying? It allows them to sit there and say they're not racist. Because as long as they can get somebody that looks like you and me to sit there and say it, then they could easily sit there and say they're not being racist. So that's what that comes from. So, yeah, I'm not gonna be too long on here. I just wanted to get on here and make a special video for this special day or what have you. And y'all enjoy your little barbecues or whatever. Yeah.